can't afford the sky is over. Even though we can't afford the sky is over. I don't want.
What's up, you guys? Gijik Scapegoat here, and I'm here. So I just watched a deck profile, rather, from Slim, who showed off his Minerva, Zombie Sworn, Kaiju. By the way, it's Kaiju, not Kaijus, Slim. No, anyways, so, and I just got inspired to make a quick deck profile here of what I'm calling 60-card anti-meta. So it's designed basically just to be anti-everything, really. This deck doesn't really struggle against any particular matchup, just because what I designed the deck to do is to have a solid presence, if you will, and then to follow it up with something like, let's say, a Wicked Witch or a Banisher. Yeah, Banisher's amazing right now. If you guys aren't playing Banisher in your main or side, I don't know what the hell you're doing. So anyways, I figured I would run through the deck, give you guys my thoughts on kind of the 60-card craze going on right now, and just go from there. So first, the reason I made the deck 60 cards, one, because I was curious. I wanted to see, how well 60-card, any kind of 60-card stun would work. And if you guys have seen my Facebook group, link in the description, cheap plug, that I've made 60-card stun decks before, but I really just wanted to see like how it would fare like as an actual thing. And honestly, I'm pretty happy with this. So that being said, let's get into it. So first, triple Terratop and one Tankian Tomborg. Honestly, part of me wants to run like 2 Tankian Tomborg and like a red-eyed dice, just so that I can have more than one Terratop play. But it is a 60-card deck. In a 40-card deck, I'd be more tempted to do it. Just because that way, like, red-eyed dice maybe is not the best example, but like, double Tankian Tomborg, maybe find another reason to play Tankian Tomborg. But for now, just triple Terratop and 1. It's just nice. You open Terratop and like a Banisher. It's like, all right, Terratop into probably Totem Bird. That's what I make more often than not. You go Totem Bird, which, by the way, the artwork on Totem Bird is fucking badass. I love this shit. Anyways, but yeah, Terratop, make Totem Bird, set a couple back rows, summon Banisher. It's like, okay, do something. All that good stuff. So, yeah, the Terratop engine, obvious. Triple Wicked Witch, it's just nice. It's a good standalone monster. I've talked about how good Wicked Witch is for quite some time now. It's immune to Dark Hole, Raigeki, Slumber. I love when I have nothing but a Wicked Witch and play and people Slumber. It just makes me laugh. So, yeah. Triple Banisher, because Banisher is amazing. I mean, you play it against, like, half the 60-card decks turn 1. They just can't operate. My favorite's the Infernoid decks or whatever. Whenever you just summon Banisher, set a couple back, or they, like, banish 1 for the dude that pops a monster or whatever, and you just like floodgate trap hole over it. It's like, okay, well, there's 2 cards gone. Now I got 4 more to go. And then if they do something stupid, like they go really over the top and you're like warning their other play, it's just over. Which, by the way, I built this to be a budget deck in case you guys were wondering. Nothing in here is super, super, expensive in here. Like the Zodiac stuff's pretty cheap for the most part, actually. Which kind of surprised me how low the stuff's going. I think it's just because it's so common to get now. But, yeah, it's like strikes aren't in here. I'd probably play strikes in here. But, yeah. So, triple Myrmilio. Myrmilio, it's nice. You got 4 targets in here. You got the triple Floodgate Trap Hole on the bottomless. Floodgate Trap Hole is just nuts right now. It's so good against Inferno. It's so good against Zodiac. So good against just pretty much anything. It does struggle a little bit against true Dracos. Not against Dinos. Because against Dinos, when they're just trying to make Logia or make the VFD, you can just Floodgate Trap Hole at any time, and it's kind of tough for them to do anything. Usually just want to go straight off of Overraptor, at least more often than not, unless they have a specific play, because they're going to bring in the tuners and use Overraptor to pop the tuners, or not the tuners, the floaters, rather. So, yeah, triple Myrmilio. It's not, like I said, it's another standalone monster, too. 600 attack is fine for a normal summon, and it searches a trap, it puts you +1, not bad. Double Ryo. Ryo, it's great. I honestly think his negate special summon ability is better than his non-search ability right now. But, I mean, both are good, obviously. Double Dyna, just 2, because I found that even at 3, even a 60-card deck, I was drawing like 2 in my opening hand, and it would kind of suck, because I'm not trying to play Barrier Stun here. If I'm going to play Barrier Stun, I'm going to play Barrier Stun, but I think Barrier Stun is so... It's so outclassed. I don't want to say outclassed, but like it's so overpowered by... true Dracos. Wait, Dracos, yeah, they're the ones that bring out the killer, I think. And like they drop the killer on you, you lose usually. I mean that honestly, I would like that's why you would play Warning or even a card like I guess a card like Forced Back, but then they would pop your statues, blah blah blah. So yeah, Dyna, I just like it's a good closer card really, because like you're in the grind game, whatever. You have a little bit of protection, you drop Dyna on them. A lot of decks can't play. So I did play the Zodiac engine, which I've been playing in a lot of my decks. Double Rat, 1 Whiptail, Viper or whatever it is, and then triple barrage. It's just another good standalone mod, and obviously you just go straight for Trident. I only play but the boar, the bull, and Trident, Drantia, whatever its name is. You know, it's literally that simple. I'll summon rat. I'll usually Foolish Burial the other rat, or Foolish Burial something else, just so I don't draw it. You know, and then go bow, Brabble, Trident. Yeah, I don't like playing instant fusion and all that shit. You know, because I do play Necro Valleys and stuff like that, and Banishers and all that other stuff. I don't play the Lunalight combo. I just want to make it so it's just simple. I have Trident with multiple materials, and then you drop like a Wicked Witch, drop a Myrmilio, or you could be a sack and like open Terror Top, go for Totem Bird, and then summon summon Rat, and just make a Trident. And then you got Totem Bird and Trident, and probably back row because you're a sacky piece of shit like I am. So I'm kidding. I draw terribly. No. Anyway, so yeah, I've been playing this a lot on my decks, like my anti-meta XYZ spam deck, which I showed on my Facebook group. Is this the right one? Yeah, this is the right one. You know, it's just engines on top of engines, and usually you'll end it with like, you know, Rafflesia plus Trident and plus like Durandal or Zulkin and Crystal Wing or whatever the case calls for. So yeah, I just find that Malmarat's a good standalone card. You know what I mean? It's a good standalone card because you're going to make Trident off it. It's a one-card Trident, literally. So, you got the one Commandant and the 3 Necro Valley, because Necro Valley is really good. Yeah, it's good just because a lot of these 60-card decks, like pretty much all of them actually, are playing grass. Like literally almost all of them are playing grass. And like you open Necro Valley and they try to... Well, for one, grass doesn't do anything in the first place, but if they get lucky and like get Reasoning or Monster Gate, or if they, you know, I don't know, they play... I don't know, this locks out Snow, it locks out a lot of cards, so I like it. You got Triple Summoning Curse. I love this card. And I don't give a shit what anyone says. I fucking love Summoning Curse. Card is so annoying. It's so hard for so many decks to play around, you know, without really paying the price for it. You know, it's a great card, and honestly, it simplifies the game state, maybe even better than like a card like Twin Twister does in some cases. So, but then we got Triple Duality, Upstart, Book of Moon, Double Dark Hole, and a Raigeki. In other versions, you could play Desires. You could play Demise, but I think you play too many monsters, honestly. And you play too many special summoning monsters like Terror Top and, you know, Rat and all that shit. But yeah, like I think this is solid. Yeah, I don't see Duality too much, but I don't really need to see it too much. So, on the Traps, Triple Bribe, staple in most anti-meta, like at least in most stun. I can't see like a deck that's like a pure control deck, you know, pure back row control deck, not running Bribe. It's just too powerful. And so then you got, like, just doing something as simple, like, if your opponent needs to stop that Terror Top, they need to stop that Trident from popping their one monster, you know what I mean? They strike it, or they warning it, or they lost wind it, you just bribe it, it's just fucking over. You know what I mean? It just puts you... Who gives a fuck about the one card? You're stopping a Twin Twister. You're stopping a Strike. You're having your play go through over their play. Or, like, if they want to be bad on, like, blind Twin Twister 2 of your 5 backer or whatever, you know, they need to find a way around the back row. Like, if you have a Summon Curse in play, or a Summon Limit in play, you know what I mean? They need to get around that Floodgate. They need to get around that card. You stop their answer to it, you probably win the game. So, it drives me nuts. People are like, no, Wiretap's better. Wiretap is fucking trash. In any kind of format except an artifact format, I would play 7 Tools over Wiretap, and I think that 7 Tools is trash. Bribe is just better. I do want to play Recalls, because I think Recall is fucking awesome. But Strike's better, obviously. But like in a case like this, where just the card's not going to be legal for like at least another couple months, so I figured there's a... You know, I mean, like, if I wanted to play a deck like this at Nationals or at YCS Pittsburgh, if I'm able to go, you know, I mean, like, this is more of what I would play. So, double Magic Drain. Magic Drain's kind of like a 5th Bribe, really. Bribe's a good card. Bribe's better than Magic Drain, in my opinion, in almost every single way, but Magic Drain's definitely not bad. If you can make them discard a 2nd card just to Twin Twister 2 of your back row, I mean, it really hurts them. Because, I mean, yes, you're losing, like, especially if they Twin Twister, one of the cards they hit is Magic Drain. You know what I mean? They really want to hit that last backer. It's like, okay, dude. You know, I still got 3 more left, odds are, and you pitched half your hand. It just simplifies shit so well. I almost wanted to play 3, but then I would start to draw, like, Bribe, double Magic Drain in my opening hand. It's just, so, just 2. Triple Summon Limit. I mean, this card's really good against anything in the meta except for True Dinos. No, True Dracos. I was getting the two confused. Dinos, the fucking deck with Soul Devouring Overraptor, making VFD, Logia, and setting a Scolding. You know what I mean? Where Dracos, the fuck, maybe I have it reversed, actually, I'm not sure. Whereas Dracos, I know, is the deck that drops the goddamn killer. Like the Towers 3.0. You know what I mean? So it's good against everything except the deck that drops the 3.0 version of Towers. You know what I mean? But you side these out. I have a humongous side deck for that deck because the matchup is not that good. I can handle pretty much anything else in the meta. I don't give a fuck if you drop a Nunko on me first turn. I'll find a way around it. But, yeah, I do struggle pretty badly with the Dracos, but that's what side decks are for. So then, triple Darude Sandstorm, double regular Mirror Force. I don't like Blazing. I'm just not a fan of the card. I can't really figure out why, to be honest. If you guys want to play Blazing, that's cool. I don't play it next to like barrier statues because sometimes you don't open one statues and you'll get hit directly for a lot of damage. So, yeah, I mean, that makes Blazing less, much less useful. Mirror Force is just more versatile, in my opinion, but in a deck like this where you always have field presence, I can't put my finger on why I don't like Blazing. I just don't play it. So if you guys want to play Blazing, like I said, that's your preference. I'm just showing you what I run. So triple Floodgate Trap Hole and a Bottomless. I mean, Floodgate is amazing. Like, especially if you go against like the Void, what is it, the Void Trap Hole? It specials up to 3 Infernoids that you activate all their effects and you just fucking Floodgate Trap Hole them. It's hilarious. Your opponent wants to be cute and try and pendulum summon a huge board out because they don't read a strike, and you just Floodgate Trap Hole all of them. It's just so hard for them to come back from that. Yeah, great card. The Bottomlesses, I mean, Bottomlesses are pretty obvious. You know what I mean? Bottomlesses, yeah, like there's multiples. You know what I mean? Yeah, Bottomless, I'm not totally sure how good it is, to be honest. It doesn't do as much work as I would like versus Dracos. It's okay versus Dinos. It's not super good versus any kind of Zodiac variant, so this might come out. Like, maybe replaces with, like, a Time Space or something, or maybe a Void Trap Hole, but I'm not totally sure yet. They got Warning and Torrential. Torrential's not bad. Then Triple Reckless. I love Reckless in this deck. I hate the card so much. Everybody knows how much I hate Reckless Greed, but honestly, it's pretty good in this deck. So, anyways, we're going to go on to the side deck. Double Banisher of the Light. It's just good. Like, it's another case of, like, if you go against Paleo, that's the only deck I really sided in for, is, like, even if it's 60-card Paleo, and they have other engines like the Frog engine, if you go Banisher of the Light and have a couple back row set, protect the Banisher of the Light, it's pretty good. Because Banisher of the Light, it's even if they use the guy to book a moon or whatever, like, yes, it'll go to the graveyard, but they're still using cards up just to make sure that they don't get blown out, which is a pretty good sign. Double MST. You would think, oh yeah, it should be 3, but actually I still draw 2, or I don't draw 2, but I still draw MST even at 2 in a 60-card deck. Maybe it's just how I draw, but I mean, also because I do play 3 Bribe, I do play double Magic Drain. I just want to make sure that I don't draw these giant clumps of cards that all do the same thing. You know what I mean? When you think about cards doing the same thing, you think of like Artifact Ignition with Artifact Sanctum with like Murmillo to search for your traps and stuff like that. You don't think about like, oh, I'm going to open double Bribe, an MST, and a Magic Drain. It's like, well, great, I just lost the game. So, yeah. Macro, believe it or not, I draw it. Not a whole lot, because it's 1 in 60, but I still draw it every now and again. Part of me wants to just cut it and play something else, because, I mean, it's not like you really see it that much, but at the same token, I mean, then why do people still play Reasoning at 1? Why do people still play, like they play those random 1-ofs in a 60-card deck that's like, oh, if I draw this, I win, or cards that are limited to 1, like a Vanity's Emptiness is a 60-card deck. And that's kind of when it hit me. I'm like, yeah, I mean, I guess, are you going to see it that often? No, but it's still a case where you draw it, it's usually a blowout, so, I mean, you want to go into Twister or Macro, I'm probably going to bribe it, so, yeah. And the card you pitch gets banished anyway, so. Anyways, my Draco side deck, triple Mistake. Mistake is so good against the field spell. It's good if they play Overraptor. They go Overraptor, you chain Mistake. It stops their play, and a lot of times dead in their tracks. Because, I mean, usually I'll have other back row, and, over top of that, I mean, for one, if they're playing Overraptor, I'm going to keep the summon limits in. So if you, like, get a Mistake on the Overraptor, then they try to, like, use Overraptor, pop something to summon something else, and you summon limit them. I mean, they're just kind of out by that point. But yeah, and if you have to run into, I don't know, spell books or something, you just laugh at them and mistake them. Yep, and I got, like I said, triple Bribe and double Magic Drain. If I draw like a Bribe and a Mistake against a deck like, let's say, Spellbooks, or a deck that's really search-oriented, I mean, it's over. That's why I like, playing the Bribes and the Magic Drains, because it does also protect your Floodgate. The main purpose, obviously, is to protect your Floodgates, but also protects you from, like, strikes. Regeki if you have like Dyna or Banisher or Thunder King in play. It's just solid. So yeah, then triple Master Restrict. You flip Master Restrict against like Dracos. It's really tough for them to do anything. Double Starlight Road. It's not a Draco side. Actually, I should probably switch these. So yeah, double Starlight, because Starlight's really good against Twin Twister. Usually I will side out the Magic Drains for Starlights if I see Twin Twister in game 1. The reason I keep Magic Drains in is because I've been seeing more Cosmic Cyclone as of late, which Cosmic Cyclone is very little to a deck like this. You know, I have so many cards. I have Barrages, I have Summoning Curses, I have Necro Valleys, I have Bribes and Magic Drains in case you hit the right card, I have Summon Limits, I have Mirror Forces, I have so much back row. There's no way in hell that your 1 or 2 Cosmic Cyclones are going to be able to do everything. You know what I mean? It's just not going to happen. So, but I mean, if I see Twin Twister in game 1, I'll side in the Starlights and side out the... I mean, sometimes I keep them in if I see, like, MSTs and Twisters in their deck, you know, which means they're probably going to brick game 2 anyway, but I mean, you know, it is what it is. And then double Force Back. Yes, I know. Before anybody says it, I know. This card, everybody talks about how awful it is. In like 99.9% of cases, I completely 1000% agree with you. The reason I play it, though, is because of the true Draco version of Towers. Because it is a normal summon, or it's a tribute summon, but it's the same thing. They're going to send 2, they'll sometimes send like 3, they'll send everything they need. Well, actually, I don't know if they can send 3, but they'll send 2. You know, they'll send a spell and a trap to make sure it's unaffected by traps. It negates the summon. It does not touch it when it's on the field. It puts it back in their hand. You know, and they've already wasted 2 out of 6 cards, and they've already used up their normal summon. You know what I mean? Force Back, maybe it stays, maybe it doesn't. But Force Back, it's not a bad option. It's not. I wouldn't put this in against like Zodiacs. I wouldn't put this in against a deck like Infernoid. Maybe against Paleozoic. I did side it against a 60-card Paleo Infernoid deck earlier today, and it actually did do work. But you know, like I said, in most cases, I wouldn't put this in against much of anything. But it is good against Dracos. So, and then the extra you can kind of just scan over. I'll go through it quickly. Totem Bird, one of the only cards I make. For the card's artwork is so fucking cool. I have to say that again. I wish more artwork was like this card, where it's just all like I don't. It's like Dark World-esque almost. It's so cool looking. That's why I like Yata-Garasu's artwork too. Maybe they're cousins. So Totem Bird, Fatal Knight Breaksword, obvious, probably the best rank 3 there is. Dante coming in at a close second. I almost never make it, but it's if I need to beat over something, and plus, you know, like it's not the worst to have. Well, not so much that it's not the worst, but it doesn't hurt me so badly to have 3 cards on my grave because I have 3s of pretty much every spell and power card in the deck. Rafflesia, because I play through Floodgate and a Bottomless. You got Castel, Karen Gorgon, Dark Rebellion, Gaga Samurai. I love Gaga. I don't give a fuck what any of y'all say. Gaga Samurai is awesome. I just like it. It's a generic blade armor that goes up to 38. You know, Slim was playing it, and some of his Lightsworn variants actually says that it helps out pretty well. It's just good. It gets damage on the board. Utopia package, obvious, and the Zodiac package, obvious, and the Ab-Zero because it's too strong. So that's about it, you guys. Really hope you enjoyed it. I understand it's probably a longer video than... yeah, it was probably a longer video. How long did I go here, actually? I'm going to zoom out for a second. I'm curious. How long did I go? It's actually not showing me. Whatever. I'm sure it went pretty long. Anyway, so that's about it. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave me a change to make it a comment. I'll catch you next time. Peace.